Hey, this is Jonathan from SyniteAudio, and today we're going to look at interfacing WaveDuo with CC modulation. Now I've got here on the cam the Hydrasynth, and we're going to be using that for MIDI triggering of WaveDuo as well as generating CC modulation values. So we're going to be using LFOs as CC modulators within WaveDuo. So first thing we want to do is we're going to go to our init patch, and on the Hydrasynth we're just going to go shift and bring this guy to an empty, or you can do init and then just put that in a basic setting. So we're going to go to voice on the Hydrasynth, set that to mono to reflect WaveDuo. And for the mixer, we're just going to bring the oscillator down because we're not actually listening to the Hydrasynth. We are just listening to WaveDuo. So now what kind of sound do we want to make? So with, let's just try doing sort of wave scanning type thing with using CC for modulation and movement. So we could probably go around and start doing, or we could do, yeah, let's do that. So let's go find ourselves a wave table here. Let's try Popeye. We're going to go on the E mode and set that to traditional, so we just have the X controlling the scan. Let's do something a little more subtle. Let's try doing N5 triangle. Okay, that works. So on the Hydrasynth, to start sending CC values, if we look at the WaveDuo under the voicing and MIDI, we'll see that for the four macros, A, B, C, D, or semi-macros, it's more CC knobs. First one is set to MIDI channel 1 and CC number 16. So we're going to go to Mod Matrix, and we're going to hit the assign, hit LFO 1, and we're actually going to go to unipolar because the knob itself is from 0 to 100, so it's going to be unipolar. Next we're going to go to, LFO 1 positive, make sure it's got the little plus sign that makes it unipolar. And for the destination we're going to hold shift and we're going to scroll through until we get to MIDI. We're going to go down and then we're going to turn that to number 16. And I already have a little bit of value going. We can send that all the way. And in WaveDuo, you'll see here that the knob is now moving according to the LFO, so we can decrease that rate a bit. And we can exit that, or actually we'll stay on LFO 1's page because right now that's our current modulator. So in the mod matrix, first slot, we're going to do CC, we're going to do A, and then let's go to Engine 1's X parameter, and we're going to increase that modulation value. Now on the Hydrasynth we have the LFO retriggering set to poly, so let's do just single since we're doing mono. And we can also increase the rate a little bit. Okay, so we have ourselves one modulator going. So what else can we do? Well, we don't have to do a sine wave. We can go to any one of these other shapes. And yes, that means we can also do step as well. So if we go to our step edit, or I'll just hold the, oops, I'll just hold random and go on each step value. So now we got ourselves a little sequence going. We can hit exit and we can go back up and increase that rate. Actually, let's BPM sync it and we'll do, let's do eighth notes. Maybe a little faster. Let's do eighth triplets. Nice. Let's say we also want to increase the timbre with that as well. So we're going to go back to CC, A, engine 1, timbre, and let's increase that. So now we got ourselves a nice tempo locked LFO, and we can also just increase the smooth a little bit. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I like the steppiness of it. Going back to WaveDuo now. We can do another sequence for engine 2. So let's bring in engine 2 and let's do a different one. Let's say Anavibe Saw 1. Let's do traditional. Maybe a different one. Let's try Saw 2. Okay. So now that we've got that going, let's do the same thing we have. So LFO 1, we're going to hold down save on the Hydrasynth. This might not be obvious because I have the camera just set for this. So you just hold down save, press LFO 1, then press LFO 2. Now LFO 1 and LFO 2 will be duplicated. So we're going to go to the mod matrix, do assign, and we're going to hit LFO 2, go to unipolar. Same thing, we're going to go to MIDI, and then do, for the B knob, in WaveDuo that's set to 17. You can of course change that, but I'm just going to leave it as is. So 17, let's go 100% on that. So now you'll see in WaveDuo that A and B are following each other. So to change that, we're going to go to LFO 2, second page, step edit, and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to hold random and change each step value. So now we got two different sequences going at the same rate, which is eighth notes triplets. And now in here we're going to go category CC, or actually instead of having the A go to the timbre for engine 1, let's try doing B. And then we'll do B for engine 2. Engine 2's X value, and then we'll do A for engine 2's timbre. So now we have LFO 1, 8-step sequence, modulating the X parameter on engine 1 and the timbre parameter on engine 2. And we have LFO 2 on the Hydrasynth sequence going and modulating engine 2 on the X parameter and engine 1 on the timbre. Let's see what that sounds like. Cool, let's try some panning. So we still have two more knobs. We have C and D left, as well as some more mod slots. So we can do some filter modulation. actually, let's use one of the LFOs in here. So we can also tempo sync these. I'm just going to leave it as having it under gate. So we're going to go and do, let's find a sample or a wavetable here. MS2K. Ooh, I like that. Let's hold down shift, go back. Yeah, it's got some steppiness to it. And using the predefined mod sends here, we're just going to go to the filter 1. So let's bring down 2. Bring down the rate. Oh, sorry, I changed the position. Let's go back to that. And bring down the rate. Okay, so we can disable viewing, bring up the peak a little bit. Add some FM from engine 2. Cool. For LFO 2, we'll do a same thing. We'll do MS2K. Let's hit the little wave so we can find that. So that's roughly 69.8. Oh, nice. There we go. And we'll bring the rate a little bit different. So these are going to be MIDI gate triggered or reset, but they're going to be running at independent rates. So this one I'll make it a little bit faster. It's 1.29. Let's do 1.31. And cutoff's around 78.1. Let's do the same thing. Shift and drag. And this cutoff I'll adjust based on the timbre I'm looking for. Disable that. Let's bring some engine 1 FM. Cool. Now let's bring in engine 1 again. Awesome. We can also do some envelope mod, so let's do that. Why not? Bring down 2, listen to 1. Let's do some cutoff. Oh, we did some peak modulation. We're doing get a little bit of a squeak there. Cool, I kind of like that. Let's do some for engine 2. Maybe a little bit of delay reverb. Oh, I like that little squeak that comes in. We can do some arpeggiator stuff on the Hydrasynth. I'm just going to do, let's say, eighth notes. Set this to random. And of course we can do all the arpeggiator stuff. So chance. We bring down the amp times. Oh, that is very, very fun. And I was playing with the division there at the end for faster notes. You can always use one of the LFOs on the Hydrasynth set to like sample and hold or something, and then go to the mod matrix and throw it on the division. Or actually, let's do that. We'll do number 3. We'll do sample and hold. And instead of doing poly, we'll do, let's say, BPM sync going at, well, we can do quarter notes. Turn off triggering. And go to mod matrix, hit assign, we'll do 3, and do unipolar since the knob only goes positive. For that we have to set the division to the quarter notes, or the slowest. And then we'll go down, do ARP, division, and then we'll bring that guy up. So now if we play. Maybe slower. See every bar. Yeah, something like that. You can always do some phase modulation as well, using the amp envelope. So here I'm moving to table 2 with the Z parameter. And maybe we can have a sharp spike, so Z negative. let's do something wild too. Let's have the C here go to delay size. So that's on CC number 18. We're going to go to mod matrix. We're already using LFO 3. Let's go down a page. We'll do LFO 4. Or actually, we could use LFO 3. Let's do LFO 3 and do unipolar. And then we're just going to go all the way to MIDI and then do 18. Next, bring up the depth. Just like that.
Hey, Johnny, did you feed the animals?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, man. I was about to do it.
And then we're going to go here and do some smoothing. So it moves that delay time on its own. We're going to do CC C and go to delay reverb and do size. So now if we play around with it. Oh boy. Oh man, you can have endless fun with CC modulation and the onboard modulation and the phase mod and oh man, all that wild stuff. But I love the arpeggiator on the Hydrasynth, so I definitely had to play with that in this one. Anyways, that's pretty much it, actually. That's how that functions. So you can also change these values too if you want. So for example, you don't want it to be 16. You can have it be whatever it is you want. You can be mod wheel, so you can you bring that down to, I believe mod wheel's on 1, and then you'll have your mod wheel and so on and so forth. But same thing with the MIDI channels. So you can have, let's say, you've got your Eurorack producing MIDI CC values and you want to run that in WaveDuo. Well, you can run that on, let's say, channel 2, put that on channel 2, and then it will receive the CC coming in on that specific MIDI channel. So you can have up to 4 different MIDI channels in this case, sending each 1 CC value, and you can use that for modulation. So anyways, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you like this video. There's tons of other content that you might be interested in. At least going into WaveDuo, this is the I think the third or fourth video-ish. Definitely be making some more. I really like playing around with hardware interfacing with this software, and as well as doing that with the Hydrasynth, you can also have these all these potentiometers send out CC values as well, so you do even more macro based things with that. I'll actually show you that real quick. So if I exit and I'm on the macro page, if I, for example, right click on here and do MIDI OSC learn, oh well, that's right, I'm sending I'm already sending MIDI messages. So let me turn off the depth of this. So I'll do init, and init. And we have to, I'm gonna change the learn. So I'm gonna right click to learn. And I just need to go and disable what was already there. Let's connect. There's anything connected to it. Do these actually send MIDI values? That is a really good question. Do auto. Oh, I guess these don't, huh? Interesting. Well, I did not know that about the Hydrasynth. I thought these did send MIDI CC values that you can use to modulate. I guess you could do... That's not true. If I do macro and I go on here, then I can actually assign this to MIDI, and then I can put that on a value. So let's say I put that on number 20. So now this one knob is going to be on CC20. So if I do turn it, it should actually show up. Let me give it a value because I did not give it a value to 128. Yeah, so now it will pop up. So that's how you do it. So you'd have to actually go to macro assign and then assign an actual MIDI output to it, and then you select your CC number from here, and then when you send, you put in obviously the value to 128, and then that way that macro will actually control a parameter that you have set. So that probably saved me a video actually on going over how that functions. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you like this video and have a really nice Father's Day. That's what's going on today. All right.